116th Hotline.
It's your girl, Sadie.
It's Valerie.
And this is Sutana. And welcome back to our podcast. If this is your first time here, hello. Welcome to 116th Hotline. We are a
Trio
of sisters that like to talk about anything and everything. And if this is not your first time,
welcome back.
Sending
so much love. I know that you guys can tell, but Sutana has lost her voice.
I have lost my voice.
Please pardon that. She has been sick for a little while now.
I'm on the mend though.
She's on the mend.
We're almost
Finally
there.
getting better.
Yes. And also we are in a different location.
Yes. I don't know if you guys could tell.
We are location jumping a lot this year, and that is A-okay.
Yes.
So we wanted to give a huge shout out to Archive Creative Space here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, specifically located in downtown. And this is a creative space. We'll put a little bit of B-roll on the video so you guys can see how it looks like in here. We actually had our 1-year anniversary podcast party here, and Archive has been such a great place for us, and they're so awesome. They have actually collaborated with us to allow us to use this space today. So
very accommodating too.
Huge shout out to Archive. Anything you guys want to say about the space?
I think that it's just you have to see it to fall in love with it, just like us. Like, you need to come. I feel like Archive is like a good place that's a blank space for you to have any type of event.
Blank canvas.
Blank canvas, to have any type of event or party or whatever it is. And they even do like a free thing on Wednesdays for...
He said it's like a workshop
for like entrepreneurs, professional, like anything type of development type of thing. So we'll mention that too and put a little flyer here that he gave us too. But I really like the space, Sadie.
I do too. I love the aesthetic, the lighting right here. Obviously, you can tell we're sitting in the front room. Like the moment you walk in, you can see this space right here. And the owner is so nice.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He is amazing, yes. So
thank you, Archive, for letting us use your space and collabing with us on this. And
hit them up if you need a space for your next birthday party. They
shower, anything.
They just recently started rolling out more events for like weddings,
rehearsal dinners,
small get-togethers, things like that. But definitely check them out. And again, thank you so much for allowing us to use the space today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a quick mental health check-in since it's been a while.
It's been a minute.
I actually have something in my mind too. I was thinking about this the other day, but it'll come to me because I forgot. It's something kind of like a mental health check, but it was something different. I can't remember. However, yes, mental health for me, I think I'm at... I don't know, like a 7 or 8. So I'm up there, kind of,
Love that.
Yes, I'm actually, I can go back to the gym now. So I think it's helped a lot. Like I started doing kickboxing again and lifting a little bit at a time as I'm going. And so that's helped tremendously. Everything's good. Life is good.
I love that for you.
For now. I mean, because we're eventually we're going to have our downs too. But I'm enjoying the ride right now. I am... turning 29 in a few weeks.
Oh my gosh,
I want
to
throw up about it because it's like my last year in my 20s. But then at the same time, I'm really trying to
embrace it.
And a lot of people are saying that your 30s are your new 20s. So I'm trying to ingrain that in my trying to ingrain that in my mind. So that's me for now. How about you, Val?
I would say I'm about the same, like a 7-ish. Like I'm just kind of riding life out right now. Definitely the weather has not helped.
Yeah,
it's so freaking cold. Like it makes me not want to do anything and just stay inside. But I know that like being cooped up does not help me mentally. Yeah. But I would say I'm like a good 7 right now. Just kind of working out, kids, life in general. But I would say I'm at like a good 7.
Good.
I love that for you guys.
Thank you. Sutana?
I'm currently about a 5. I would say 4.5 going to 5. Okay.
Rounding up.
It's been a rough.
It's because she's been sick.
As a dog.
Literally. I went to go drop off some McDonald's for Sutana.
With buffalo sauce.
Because when she's sick, she craves McChicken and buffalo sauce. So I dropped some off for her the other day, and I knocked on the door, and her husband opened it up, and she was literally just laying on the sofa with like a space heater right in front of her with like a blanket.
Dude, and
I was like, Sutana, here's some McChicken, and I just left because she was like, just like on the sofa.
I've been struggling, but
you are better now though. So
4.5 going to 5.
Yes. Good. It's okay.
It'll get better.
I feel like the sickness can really, really take a toll on you because I've been through that too. It really can. And especially if it lasts up to like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know, like it really affects.
And it's worse when you have kids because then they get it and it's like a freaking never ending circle of people that are in your house that are sick.
Yeah, because it was Danny and then your kids and then you.
Yes.
Yeah. But other than that, I feel like you're on the come up.
You're coming back up. You're cleaning up.
I know.
Keep taking vitamin C.
Yes.
It's gonna be okay. And it's a cold. Honestly, it's not just you. Like a whole lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people I know are sick.
I wanted to do a little something different.
Okay.
I want to add this new segment to our podcast.
Okay.
Where we kind of talk about current events. What do you guys think about that?
I like it. I feel like that'll be good just because.
Do you mean as in like every time we record?
Not every time, just like every couple of episodes, you know?
There's an episode where it's just like a catch-all.
Like current events. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's I feel like there has been a lot.
Let's unpack. Let's unpack.
There has been so many things in the Hmong community alone. These past couple of days, not even weeks, these past couple of days.
Literally.
Happy New Year. Right?
Let's talk about it.
Wait.
Let
me just start. So the other day, I went to go get my hair done by my hairstylist. And
shout out to M. Sean
Shout out to M. Sean
Creations.
Creations. Love. She did this chunky highlights, Christina Aguilera Y2K
Love
type
her.
look. Okay, so it kind of ties in with our podcast because we had made like a post asking our audience what they want to hear, you know, just request, you know. And a lot of them was just saying like about different type of current events that was going on, like all at the same time. It just so happened to happen all at the same time.
Literally back to back.
Tying back to me having an appointment with my hairstylist, we were talking about it. And I told her, I was like, literally everything happened within the same like 2-3 days, not even weeks. Like
literally
it happened back to back.
That's true.
Back to back.
And she was asking me like my opinions and my thoughts on it. And I told her, I was like, mentally, I checked out. I really checked out like on the social media Hmong, like that whole thing, because it was like, what was the first event? Like bringing home food, like as the Nietzsche, like
I still haven't read that one
like
yet. So you
newbie Nietzsche, like a experienced Nietzsche. Bringing home food was one of the topics. The other one was the girl getting beat up in Thailand, Laos, and then another one was the whole Sabaidi Fest with. And then there was something else, but there was like so many different things that she had asked me about, and then those were the same things that our audience wanted to touch base about. So I think that'll be a good thing for us to kind of unpack, you know, because there was a lot of topics that all happened.
There was a lot,
and especially with us, of course, obviously catering to our fellow Hmong people and community, we absolutely will touch base on all of those.
It's like what you guys want us to talk about. Absolutely,
we'll talk about.
That's what we asked for.
And thank you so much for wanting our
opinions and thoughts
and input.
Yes.
Now, can I just start with the one that I want to talk about the most?
Okay, before you start, I do just want to mention that like we really are 3 different types of Hmong people living different lifestyles. Like really.
Our opinions are not going to be the same.
It's not
ever,
and
that's
okay.
That's the beauty of it, because we don't try to just sugarcoat and you know,
or just have like one POV.
It's just agree
baby,
on
we're all
thing.
3 different people.
Literally
Absolutely.
3 different people
that get along,
girls, 3 different lifestyles, but we all just
we make it work.
It just works. Okay, so go ahead, Satina. Start.
So the one that I want to talk about is the big one,
Sabaidi Fest.
Well, to me,
for you,
of course.
Sabaidi Fest,
because you are I'm an
influencer for them.
Yeah,
but not only that, I think that people are people think that will cause a biasness, but people don't understand that I think, in general, I think Hmong people are very, very opinionated.
Yes, I agree.
They are always opinionated. We are very opinionated.
Yeah.
And we're very, very
quick to.
We're very opinionated, and we're very, very loyal to the things that we believe, because we believe that that's the truth,
right?
And everybody has their own truth that they want to believe. Now, for me, when I first heard about Sabaidi Fest a couple years ago, remember, this was like before COVID, remember? This was when it first got introduced, was before COVID, and they were like, this new festival is gonna come. But remember, last year was only the first year that it happened.
Yes.
So if you didn't know what's going on with Sabaidi Fest, there's a Hmong artist, which we shall not name him. There's a Hmong artist that made a post on Facebook this past week, basically stating his experience with Sabaidi Fest as an artist. As an artist, you have to remember,
not an attendee,
not someone who bought their ticket, as an artist. Okay. Now, he was stating in his statement that he felt that the Hmong community in general, or the Hmong artists in general, were not treated were not treated in the same regard as artists overseas that were brought over here. Okay. And I think just on a professional level, I think for anyone, if you are speaking from a professional aspect in terms of your work experience or anything like that, you definitely need to go through some PR, public relations training.
Yeah, for sure.
Social media training, because you have to understand the way that you word things and the way that you put other people, throw other people under the bus can affect not only your current professional work environment, but in the future. You have to be very, very careful the way that you say things and how you say things. And so basically he was just stating that him, and not only him, but other fellow Hmong artists, that which he did not name specifically, felt that they were not treated in the same regard or fairly. And then, you know, throw in the comments, and people are just saying in general,
it's like wildfire.
Girl, it's like wildfire. And they're just talking about, like, you know, they're just using our whole Hmong community, blah, blah, blah. For me, Sutana, my opinion.
Sutana Shong's opinion, okay? This is not a public statement from a Sabari Fest influencer, nothing like that. This is just Sutana's personal opinion.
Yes, my personal opinion is I bought the ticket on my own last year. I made content for them last year every single day, like leading up to the festival. Did I get paid for it? No. It's because I truly believe in the vision. The vision is bringing together Southeast Asian communities, unity, like literally all these different cultures that are similar, bringing them all together and having them just connect under one space. And I truly believe in that vision, even now, even with all the BS that people, you know, are trying to. And I think, you know, I follow the guy who, you know, thought of this event, Salong Namsa. I follow him on Facebook, and I really truly believe in his vision, because it's like when you're doing something different,
people are gonna
just
come,
like this podcast, when you're doing
100%.
something people have not done before, and people are envious. People will take every opportunity to tear you down before it even starts.
You know what I did notice, that like Salong Namsa and Sabari Fest, they haven't made like a public like statement about this whole thing yet.
They did. They did.
Oh, tell us about it.
So basically, they obviously they have Hmong people on their team too, so they obviously know that there's, you know, words
some stir
going around, and they basically posted a day after, I think this artist did, and they said, you know, as a, you know, organization, we strive to
make unity.
Yes, and like, you know, we don't want the Hmong community to feel like we're, you know, we're doing our best, and, you know, if there are mistakes, we will learn from them, and, you know, we're a new organization, etc., etc. And I think that was really, they didn't have to do that.
They didn't. You know why? Because sometimes silence is like the strongest thing. Like just letting people battle out themselves, because it's like, if they don't really say anything, it's like there's a reason why they're not saying anything yet. You know what I mean?
It's almost like as if they're not saying anything, then maybe it is true, because they're not trying to back themselves up.
Yes, and as someone who has helped different Hmong organizations like locally, it's hard work. A lot of these people that are commenting and being keyboard warriors,
the tweet and deleters, tweet and deleters.
I'm not saying all of them have not been in a position where they have tried to help the community, but what have you done to uplift your community? What have you done? Have you thrown an event together with your own money, with your own blood, sweat, and tears, without any support, while also trying to do the hard work of trying to support your community? No.
And trying to make everybody happy. That's what I did kind of want to mention, is that like, one thing about a lot of these people is like they have not even gotten close to putting together an event or something like this.
And maybe honestly, they're probably not even the ones that are attending Sab ID Fest. Okay, guys, like you have to think about when the people are being haters online. They are really just being the Twitter finger keyboard warriors. They don't really give a shit about your organization. They don't really give a shit about the mission. The people that actually attended Sabari Fest, all the people I know that attended Sabari Fest with their own money last year actually had so much fun, and their experience cannot be further from what these other people are putting on Facebook. You know, with any organization, there's going to be a lot of growth, but if you don't allow people to make mistakes in order to grow, just like a regular human being, then you must be a robot, because if you're also not like that, then I don't want to hear you talking.
And something I also did want to mention too, just to kind of tie into this, is I know that there was a lot of talks too about how people are upset that the artists overseas are starting to make Hmong music and have like Hmong songs. And one thing I do want to just mention is, why are you mad about that? Because one, that's smart. They're making moves. They know that they have a big Hmong audience, and that so they're trying to target that. Like, I don't know why you guys are getting upset that they are smart and they see that there is an audience there, so they try to cater to that audience. It's like you guys are getting mad at your own people for listening to these artists. But then it's like they're doing what they have to do. You know what I mean?
I feel like with that situation, if anything, we should be
supporting.
No, that's the word. We should
thankful
be,
that like they're even.
There's another word that you should be flattered.
Flattered
that they're using our language. I mean, okay, wait. Let me let you talk your.
Okay,
talk
yeah.
Your shit
So
first.
that's just my 2 cents on that. Is like, I don't know why Hmong people are getting upset, and I remember seeing a post saying like, you guys are out here supporting overseas artists listening to Hmong music. Okay, that's fine. But are you guys even supporting Hmong artists here?
Yourself, yeah.
Like Hmong artists here in the US making Hmong music? No, you guys listen to their music that is like not even Hmong. So you guys should be like, oh, flattered. Like Sadie said, that it's like, oh, they want to use our language, our beautiful language, to make music, because they know that they have our support. You know, I just feel like sometimes I'm gonna say this, and I know I might get a lot of backlash for it, but I really literally don't care.
It's your personal opinion.
It's my opinion. Sometimes I feel like Hmong people, including myself sometimes, are very closed-minded sometimes. And I feel like it's just because we don't have the I just feel like we don't have the, what's the word?
The knowledge.
The knowledge. I just feel like there's just a bigger world out there, and I feel like sometimes Hmong people, we keep it to ourselves without knowing that there's a big world out there, you know, and there's just so much more to explore and see. And Hmong people, including myself, sometimes are very like just closed-minded, and we don't think big, and we don't think outside of just Hmong, you know, which one thing is about that, I do love that Hmong people love Hmong people, okay, but another thing about that is that Hmong people only know Hmong people, like they keep it to just that, when there's just so much more to just Hmong people, you know.
I think it really comes down to, dang, now my mind's just gonna start whirling, but from what you just said, because I mean, yes, I agree. I think it really starts back from what I know. Okay, I'm just speaking my mind right now.
These are our opinions.
You sound so good right now.
Oh my god, thanks. It is so clear.
Yes.
Okay, it goes back to the whole, because I mean, first of all, I just want to make it clear that I'm not a big in like the whole Sabadi Fest and the whole situation. I only know a lot through Satana, obviously. And it's so beautiful. I think it's a beautiful thing. I would support it if I knew a lot of the artists, but I don't. So, you know, I take a seat back and I just watch and support from behind the screen, right? So when I saw that, I'm like, what is this? First of all, the artist that made that status, I had no idea who he was. I'm like, what is this? And I was like just reading the comments, because I was like, okay, this is crazy. This is interesting. And of course, a majority of them are negative. And I'm like, and like I said, I've always been this type of person, right? Where I try to see it from everybody's point of view, right? I've always mentioned that.
Yes.
So I really I really get like some of these people's point of view. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And then I also saw, I guess, like a bigger photographer person. I don't know if you guys saw the comments.
Yes.
I didn't see so that. I saw that. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, that's kind of messed up. But then I see other comments that kind of like what you said about like the opposite of it. Well, you guys know this is from a professional standpoint. Don't take it personal, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, this makes sense too. So I'm that type of person. I'm not going to take sides. I'm not going to say you're wrong, and I'm not going to say you're wrong, right? So I really, really try to take that into consideration. And my thoughts on it is just, now that Satana's mentioned her part, I'm like, ooh, that's true. Like, I like the part how you said, what did you mention? You mentioned something about just from a professional standpoint, you have to, give them a chance to grow. Give them room to grow. And everybody makes mistakes, like you said. You know,
and like that was their first year only doing the festival.
That was their first year only, right? Oh, duh. So of course there's gonna be you know, little knickknacks here and there. So you can't just automatically like, cancel.
Yeah,
I agree with that part.
Cancel culture is so freaking crazy.
And I think a lot of people don't get that this is the first Southeast Asian music festival.
It's huge.
Concentrated specifically for Southeast Asians. Like, hello, it hasn't been done before, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's my biggest takeaway from that, because like you said, it was their first festival ever. it was a trial, y'all. Literally. It was a trial. You have, like you said, I do agree with you. You have to give people room to grow, and you have to, give them another chance. You can't, if like you said, if you were to do everything in your life like that, where you cancel them like at the moment they mess up, then that's not a way to live.
Just think about it like this: every New Year, Oklahoma Hmong New Year, people always have something to complain about every single year. And look, we've been doing Oklahoma Hmong New Years for how long now? Yeah. And even then, there's something to complain about every year. Give Somebody Fest like a freaking break. They've only done it once. And this is like a huge movement, I feel like, for the Southeast Asian community, and even to have brought people from overseas to come.
Huge accomplishment.
Huge. And for Salang Namsa to just do this like out of his own freaking
money.
You know what crazy. It is too that I'm thinking about? I think it's because it's so much easier for people to like focus on the negatives rather than the positive, because they can just, and like you said, it can spread like wildfire. Oh my God. And like everything in general, especially on the internet, if it's something negative, it'll spread so much faster.
Yeah,
absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's my 2 cents on the Sabadi Fest. I still love what their mission is, what their vision is. Mm-hmm. I still support them because obviously I literally like being part of something, a historic movement like that. Yeah. Who the hell wouldn't want to be part of that?
Mm-hmm. I also want to throw it out there for those artists and people that feel that type of way about it. Like, I don't want to discredit you, or I don't want to say that I don't see where you're coming from, because I do feel for you. But however, like Satiana said, as a professional person, I think you have to give them some grace, and then maybe rather than, I really don't know the details behind these things. I don't know if these artists have reached out personally to those people and tell them how they feel. Or I also saw somebody commenting about, okay, as a professional, you have to have like some kind of contract and your requirements, and like, what is it called? Like, something like that.
Minimum requirements.
Yeah. Of like, hey, if you're going to ask me to perform there, I need this, and that. Can you
put it in writing? Right. I feel like that's
basic
on an artist.
Right.
101.
Like if you're an artist going in, you have to have those.
They do have things. Because even as an influencer, we have contracts in place.
Yeah. Okay. And I don't know.
I think it really comes down to that. Like at the end of the day, professional is business is business.
Business is
the business. And mind you, I'm not anywhere in the business world, but that's like you said, basics. Like I can think about and like, wait, this is obviously
put logic, it in writing.
Put it in writing. Make sure they can cater to you and what you want as the artist, because at the end of the day, they're asking you to help them and to work.
At the end of the day, that's a business contract.
It is a
yes. And like I want to touch base on what Sadie said about discrediting people who have come out and said things about their experience as an artist with Sabadi Fest. I truly echo Sadie in that, where she said that she doesn't want to discredit them, and that's true. And I personally don't want anyone to feel like their experience is discredited or make them feel like their experience is not acknowledged or less than. But really, just the fact that, please, if you are worried about what you bring to the table, right, as an artist. And if you are signing your name on that dotted line saying, okay, even though they haven't met my minimum requirements, they're asking me to do this and this and this, and I'm signing this contract, I don't want to hear you talk about it after. You looked over that contract. You know exactly what you were signing yourself up for.
And if you didn't look and you signed, that's on you.
Like during the contract and the whole paperwork thing, like you should...
That's when negotiations happen.
You should negotiate. You should say, okay, well, I want this as a deposit first.
Thing is, too, why wait 1 year later?
That to me is fishy too.
Why wait 1 year later to kind of come up about that, And one thing for me that I really want to touch back on is that as an artist or someone with a big public image like that, like Satiana said, you need to have some PR training, because the way you word things and the way you kind of make other people look bad and throw them on the bus, it doesn't look good, as a public image person.
And it's just, like Satiana said, it can and will affect your future as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to give a huge shout out to Sabadi Fest personally. I don't know how these two girls feel, but me personally, I want to give a huge shout out to Sabadi Fest, because it takes a team. You don't even know how big this team is to put on these type of festivals. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm talking about people that put their blood, sweat, and tears, volunteering time, dedication, from the jump, just because they all have the same vision and belief of bringing together communities that are communities from Southeast Asia that don't have a home or that don't have a place, and we're all just spread out. If you cannot even get these people the time of day, to give them grace for being a human, for making errors, then I don't know. Like I said, you better be a robot, because
everybody makes mistakes, and it's just 1 year. They've only done it for 1 year.
Like, just give them an opportunity. Like, the people that are working at Sabadell Fest, you don't know how many of these people, like, it takes a huge team. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
It takes a huge team. So please just give them some grace. And if you don't want to go, don't go. But if you're someone that's like an art, like, I don't know, I paid for my ticket last year and I had the greatest time of my life. Like, don't discredit other people's experiences too, just because you had a bad experience with maybe one person or, you know, a specific team member, you know. It's just not fair.
I also want to speak on the just to talk back about what Val said about like the Hmong people in general. I agree with that. Like, Hmong people are very, very opinionated, like you said, and they are very strong about their opinions, right?
Yes.
And like I said, as I was just, you know, going through the comments, I was like, whoa, like getting different perspectives and different like opinions and strong feelings. And I was like, man, like these people are very passionate about this, you know, and I get it, I understand, because at the end of the day, supposedly, I mean, some people felt like this was like a slap in the face for the Hmong community, right? And I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from, but then at the end of the day, I feel like and a lot of them are people, like you said, that have never even been to attend the places, the festival,
dude, for real.
or they're not as knowledgeable about
they just know
the vision.
They have heard about it.
Yeah. So my thing is, okay, if they made a mistake or whatever, if you felt like as an artist or as a group of like as a Hmong ethnic group, you feel like you are discredited or you are, you know, you weren't treated as fairly, then how about go to the people, like the big people or higher up of the festival or the organization, and voice your opinion, but in like
a professional way,
rather than like just talking down and or throwing them in the dirt, you know, because that's how you start. Honestly, that's how you start a war. Back in the days, that's
I feel like
right?
that's just so unprofessional.
It is unprofessional, and I feel like this is the Hmong way, though. That's all we've ever known.
Is the Hmong way.
That's why I'm like going back into the old days with our ancestors and all that. That's how it started with the war between like the other different type of Southeast Asian people. You know, they kept on saying, oh, well, Laos people was a blah, 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 and Thai people, blah, blah, blah. Hmong people, we're more stronger, we have a blah, blah, blah. And then just, so it goes back and forth, right? It's like playing telephone type shit.
Yes, it is.
So, like, I literally saw that because already in the comments, some people screenshot, I guess, the Lao Nation, whatever. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but whatever. I mean, everybody's seen it, where they were talking crap about Hmong people that, oh, well, we fight each other anyway already. So, like, it's going to go back and forth. And if you let that into your head as a Hmong community, of course it's gonna eat you up. And it's just, I feel like at the end of the day, like Val said, we've just got to be so much more open-minded and really, you know, work together with this. I'm like, everybody, can we just be nice? Like, oh my god.
And a lot of those are just online things, like the tweet and deleters, like keyboard warriors.
These people have never.
You ain't gonna do nothing in real life.
Like keyboard warriors. Like, come on.
Like because behind the keyboard, they are so like they have protection. Like straight up protection. You know, like you can't really. If it really comes to throwing hands, are you gonna be able to throw hands?
No,
I don't know. I don't think so.
And it's not even throwing hands. Are you gonna? If you had a one-on-one conversation with these big people, would you be able to have a professional conversation, bringing up your like topics and concerns to that person? No, you'd probably sit there and be like, no. If you cannot think about having a serious professional one-on-one meeting, then I don't think you like. Why? It just frustrates me.
That's why my 2 cents on it is, it's okay. It's not that serious.
It's really not.
If you feel like you've been wrong, then bring it up to them professionally on a one-on-one. And people, stop being mean to each other just because you're like want to be a Facebook popular. Like, just stop that. That is so like freaking elementary school.
So, I think it's cringy. It is honest. Like whenever people really try to like
it gives me the ick.
The three of our opinions, it does come from different areas, because Tatiana, she's like
behind
loyal, like she's white fish, like she had her own good time spending her own money. She listens to a lot of the artists that Somebody Fest brings. Me, I'm like kind of in the middle. I listen to it sometimes. I don't know. Sadie's like she doesn't.
She has like no toes in this.
No toes in the water.
So I think it's such a great way that we can have all the three different perspectives. You know, like because like we're not being biased. I'm not being biased because I'm just
Sadie doesn't know shit about this.
I don't know anything. I mean, I hear here and there, and I
but you're not like in the trenches.
Yeah, like a little bit here and there, but I mean, I'm not like crazy supportive. Like I go to and I follow it like Tatiana does because she's literally a part of it.
She listens to the music like every day.
So I think this was a really great thing to get 3 different perspectives.
And I just want to say, like, these are our opinions. Like, so if you get butthurt about it, I'm not sorry, because these are our opinions.
I'm just stating it, and like I said, since I'm being biased because I don't know anything about it. From my perspective, I'm just stating it in a most logical way ever. Like, bro, at the end of the day, just be professional and be nice. You're an adult, so why are you acting like a little 12-year-old online? I don't understand that part. That's the part that will forever baffle me.
Girl, and I know.
Not just saying that's a lot of Hmong people, it's other type of people as well. But then in general, it's just.
Wrap it up.
You gotta stop that.
Yeah,
you gotta stop that. You gotta be more professional. Now you gotta just sit down, like Valerie said, have a actual professional
one-on-one
conversation meeting. You know.
So a very niche topic.
Our next current event topics. Honestly, this one
is very.
Can you guys?
I didn't really focus on it because I saw like the first 2 sentences and I was just like, I'm done.
Okay, so I'm very niche because obviously I feel like I can relate to the most.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
So this one. So the next current event topic is one that was brought up. I will put the screenshot right here in our video, but basically it was this girl, obviously in the Hmong community, that was posting about a thread that she was reading about housewives packing food when they go to events. So if you didn't know, just in general, the Hmong culture, when you go to an event, we have a lot of eating events like birthdays, jingle bells, which is like hooplies, just traditional stuff that we do. And essentially the housewives or the wives are supposed to get there early, help cook, clean, whatever. And so this little thread was about,
should you pack food home or
the
not?
ethic whenever the events are done, and if you
afterwards?
should pack food as a guest or as a housewife, you packing food for the guests. And basically,
so that's the debate. If you do it yourself or if they get the guest for you?
Yes. So the debate was, if I am a guest going to somebody else's house, is it okay for me to pack the food before they even offer it to me? And vice versa. If I am the housewife, should I pack food, and is it okay for me to pack food even if I don't have enough? So that was what the argument was about. And this girl decided to screenshot people's comments on that chain, and she made a general post about it, which is what I'll share here. And basically she was just like outing these people. Like, she didn't like bleep out their name or anything, and she's like, if you guys had strong feelings about it, you guys should have been okay with me screenshotting it. So that was part of it too, is they were basically just going back and forth and having this debate of, is it okay to pack food if I go to someone else's house? And if it's my house, is it okay if I allow people to pack food?
And another thing about that was too, the main girl who hosted the event, I think it was a birthday baby shower or something like that, she initially wanted it to be small, but then her in-laws invited.
I didn't even know it was.
Yeah. It was her in-laws invited a bunch of other older OGs, and it was those older OGs that started packing it themselves, and there was certain foods that she wanted to keep ready for, like, I guess for later or something like that. And the OGs went ahead and went themselves and asked her, where are the Ziploc bags so we can pack food? And she already didn't even want a lot of those people there. Like, it was just supposed to be a small, intimate thing.
Yeah.
So that was like another thing too, like another part of the debate. But main thing was, should you go to someone's event and pack food, or should you wait for the J to pack it for you?
The wife of the house.
The housewife.
To pack it for you, or to say, hey, it's okay for you to pack. Okay.
So I think I can see it from a lot of different perspectives. One thing though that I will think about when I'm talking about this is, are you short on food, and like, can you not afford like if you feel like you really can't like afford like having people bring the food home, and like you needed those food to save as your leftovers, then like me personally, then I would just pack myself a little container already and put that in the fridge for me later. If I knew that like, oh, I know people are going to pack this home, but I want to save this for me later, I would just pack a little bit of that myself in a Tupperware and put it away so people can't access to it. That's just me personally. But also me, growing up as a Hmong person and going to these Hmong events and stuff, I feel like it's just a normal thing for people to pack food home.
It is very normalized, but me personally, when I go to these events, I never ever pack food.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't initiate.
Unless my mother-in-law is like hey, like, already doing it, then I will do it. But if I am going to like an event and they don't already offer, like, I am not one to just automatically be like, oh, I'm gonna go pack food.
Yeah.
Like, there is no reason for me to pack food if I'm going to baby shower, hooply, whatever. Like, I don't understand the whole rhetoric behind that. As a Hmong community, I feel like we're so again, very opinionated, right? Very, very like greedy. I'm gonna just be
Most people are greedy, not gonna lie.
like, they're hella greedy. So when I see all these OGs, and it is a lot of the OGs. They go to these things, they are packing already. Why? Because they don't want to go home and cook. It's like, dude, okay, well, that's kind of rude.
Well, and let's just be honest. When a lot of people go to the events, they get there, they eat, and then they done. They dip it. They're out.
For majority of the events in general, like funerals, weddings, you know, whatever.
It's just
they go to eat. Like, it's there to eat.
That's kind of like a what is you call it, like a Hmong thing, because I mean,
like
that's
the
how
Hmong
it's always
ways.
been.
It's always been like
you know what I mean?
yes.
But then whenever y'all were discussing that, because I wasn't exactly sure what the whole debate was, but then now that you've mentioned that, I'm kind of laughing. I was
because
giggling.
it's so dumb.
It is so stupid. And at the end of the day, I'm thinking, okay, because isn't this just like a common courtesy thing? But then Hmong
people don't.
They lack common courtesy, and that's the number one thing.
Common courtesy and common sense.
Common sense. I think that's the number one thing that we as a Hmong community, and I'm not saying you Hmong people, I'm talking about us in general. I don't know about
We could work better
I don't know
on
about you
that.
guys. I mean, I can see it too, but I mean, I feel like I've gotten better, you know, just now that I'm growing up as a Hmong daughter or a Hmong woman, you have to really think about the common courtesy and common sense in general, because and a lot of the OGs they lack that, because I guess back in the days, you know, in the motherland,
just how it was.
that was just how it was.
And
you
it's
know?
like, you guys cannot be getting mad at the OGs for doing the OG ways.
Yeah,
like, that's
right.
just
Exactly.
them. Like, you're not going to break 20 years of tradition in 1 minute. Like, you that's just, for you to have that thinking is very small. Like, that's just how it's always been, and you cannot get mad at the OGs for doing that. That's just OGs. That's how they are. Like,
but like what Val said, if you're the one hosting it and you know that, okay, these people are coming, most likely they're gonna pack stuff, you better gather your shit first and put it in the bag so they can't touch it if you really want it. Like, I mean,
even if you didn't know that many people were coming, number one, you're already throwing an event. So if you know how OGs are, they're bound to invite people that
other
you don't
people.
even know.
you can't really, like Val said, you can't really
You
bring that.
literally, there's
You can't break
nothing
that
you
at this
can do
point.
to stop that.
yeah, but for the packing food thing, for me, like,
It's so stupid.
it's so stupid. And I, like Sutana said, I would not personally go up and ask for Ziploc bags.
Because, like
but
Sadie said, that's just a basic common courtesy.
yeah,
right.
But usually, if there's already like Ziploc bags that has food in it lined up
Yes,
already, then you know it's like the niche.
Oh, it's okay too,
Yeah,
you
the
know?
niche is like, okay, everything's already packed. Like, everybody grab one bag each. You know, if it's like that already, then yeah, like, I'll grab a bag. But if it's like not like that, I'm not gonna be like, all right, looking for in the cabinet for a Ziploc
It's
bag.
just, yeah,
I'm
like
not gonna
very,
do
very
that.
different ways to look at this. Like you said, if you're the hostie and you're like, you know,
Or an attendee.
or if you're the hostie, like you're the hosting the thing, and you know, I grew up with like my family and my older, you know, grandparents, as if like, you know, like to be what's the word?
Considerate.
Considerate, and if you know that you're hosting something in general, my mom always told me this: if you're hosting something in general, you better make sure you prepare
Make
more
enough.
than enough.
Yep, that's what
More
my
than
parent.
enough,
My parents
right?
say it's better to have more than less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like to make sure you have more than enough, and even if you have a lot of leftovers, then that's it's even better, right? Than to not have enough. So that's just my take on it. I think everybody obviously grew up differently, and like you said, as you grow older, you tend to have different opinions, and you want to, you know, live your life the way you want. But at the end of the day, you can't really be mad at that, because if you are in the Hmong community, you know how Hmong OGs
You know
are.
how
You
Hmong
know how
OGs
they are. You know,
there's nothing you can do that, like Val said, that can change what they've been conditioned.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that like, Hmong OGs like, we can't help it, you know, that's just how they are. I guess let them do whatever the fuck they want. No, we're not saying that. We're just saying like that's all they know. That's how it's been for 20 plus years now. And it's like, yes, you can get upset about it. Like, I'm not saying your feelings aren't valid, but it's like you can't freaking build a city in one day. Like, that's just how it's been.
And I want to say something, as a younger Hmong person, if you are going through these things as a nya or as a mom or as a whatever in the head of the household, and you're putting all of these, again, another online thing, right? Again, this is another online thing to get your feelings, validated, to get other people's opinion. Yes, you can make all of this work and happen. However, it won't really be affected until you put it out into the real world. Sit down and talk to the OGs. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have the guts and the strong feelings about posting it online, then gather all this up and take it to real life and go talk to the actual OG people in the most professional, respectful way. Yeah. And I guarantee you, maybe something might change. I feel like a lot of us, like, we have a lot of conversations within ourselves and just to get opinions and ideas from other people online. But I feel like a lot of these things, they don't really get like put into like the real world.
If you do it in reality.
And to do it in reality.
A lot
just
of these
like
things,
the side-by-D thing, they're talking all online, but are you going to do it in real life? Because nothing will change until you actually put it into real life. And
maybe virtual world and real world is different.
It's different. In case you didn't know that. And like I
don't care though.
I'm really not going to, discredit anybody's feelings. Like you said, we will never look down like, well, you're wrong, and they're right. But at the end of the day, I just feel like you said, like, people really need to start thinking before they start doing or acting or posting.
I just feel like this topic was really, like, it was so baffling.
When I saw it, I was
like, I didn't even know what it was. Like, I was like, what do you mean pack food? But as soon as you said that, that's why I started giggling. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Why?
And then just like anything, right? It's like wildfire. This shit spreads. And then you start talking about, oh my God, I do this and I do that. Like, just stop it.
And then a lot of people in the comments, they just want to be a part of it. So they just really want to.
They just want to be what's that word? They want to be included. Included, yeah.
So they just want to throw their own.
So then they just add their own opinion because they want to like have somebody reply back to their comment, and then they reply back to their comment, and then they have this online debate.
At the end of the day, you know what it is? They're just bored and they ain't got no life. They just want to entertain themselves.
That's why, like, when I saw it, I was like, I was just like, okay.
Well, I mean, I know Satana sent me the screenshots, but dude, I don't know. I've just been so busy. I haven't even had the time to sit down just to read it all, and like you said, just to feed into it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, why am I? Like, it is dumb.
So. Enough of that. Jesus Christ. Enough of that. That topic is so.
It was so stupid.
That topic was like.
The fact that even is a topic in a debate was like baffling in its own.
But then, I mean, yes, I agree. But then I'm glad that we, talked about it and just to hash it out. I was like, hey,
just our opinions.
Like, yo, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
It's not that big of a deal, sis.
Like, you'll be all right.
The tweet and the leaders.
So the last current event, I think, is one that we all wanted to talk about.
Trigger warning, domestic violence.
Yes. So basically, there was this video that went viral about this young Hmong couple in Laos during the Laos Hmong New Year's, and he was beating the shit out of his wife, and she was like, I'm talking about he was kicking her, he was hitting her with an umbrella, and she was like bleeding like pools of blood from her face. And obviously, if you've never seen the Hmong Laos New Year on YouTube before, like, it's a lot of people that attend these things. And I'm talking about everybody that just literally sat there and watched them and recorded him beating her up. Like, they were sitting on a hill, and literally from the time they were on the hill and like standing up and trying to walk towards the exit, he was beating her the whole way.
I did not watch it because I know I would be really triggered by it. But I can envision, like, I think I've seen post of the hill, but not of, I didn't watch anything of her actually getting beat up because I would honestly personally get triggered. But kind of going back to what Sutana was saying, the whole time of this poor lady getting beat up and all of these people just standing there recording, it infuriates me. Like, I feel like I'm gonna cry just talking about it because it hits like a soft spot for me. But like, I just think that like every one of those people recording is just as bad as the guy beating her up.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
100%.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
It's just disgusting. Like, you guys are grown, not just humans. You guys are humans watching somebody literally get beat the hell up, and you, instead of doing something, you stand there and record. And watch, like, imagine if that was your sister
or daughter,
your freaking mom, like anybody. Like, it infuriates me seeing all those people. And I think that person's in jail now, right? That guy, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I think I saw a photo.
Yeah.
My dad said that he most likely got put in jail, but he's probably going to get released in like a few days. And that's how it is.
And not even those people recording that's bad. The people that are resharing that video is just as bad as those people recording, because you're disgusting for even wanting to let something go viral like that. Because again, if that was your mother, your sister, your daughter, your best friend, whatever, that of her getting viral, getting her ass beat, you would not want that video going around like that. And that's disgusting. And if you're the person to share a video like that, you're just as terrible as the guy that's beating her up.
sharing it on like your public page, like
Yes.
sharing it, it's just disgusting.
Just disgusting.
For me, I think it, like Valerie said, it's very uncomfortable to watch. And well, she didn't watch it, but for me, it was very uncomfortable to watch and very unsettling. But sadly, domestic violence is so
real,
so present in our community that I wasn't surprised when I saw that people were just recording.
Yeah, unfortunately,
It's nothing new.
Domestic violence is so
Normalized.
unfortunately, it's
unfortunately normalized in our community that I know that there have been people just like our auntie Mao that unfortunately passed away, that she, you know, was, and we actually had an episode talking about her, that she was such a pioneer of helping women get out of abusive relationships, especially domestic violence, abusive relationships in the Hmong community, because it is such a normalized thing that that when men are beating upon women in a marriage, like, people just turn a blind eye.
like it's the woman's fault that she's getting beat.
And it's disgusting that we still live in fucking 2024 and people are still doing this, and it's
think it's
still
okay.
normalized,
Yeah.
and it's still, and you're still fucking laughing about it, and you're still talking about it. All these people that are fucking sharing it, if that, again, that shit happened in real life, you would probably still be the fucking same. You probably wouldn't fucking say shit if your boy was beating up his wife in front of you. Would you say shit?
That's just disgusting.
Like, to me, it's just like all these people fucking, like, this past week I felt more disgusted with our community than I ever have.
dude, that's why I was
Because
saying,
I'm like, I love representing for our Hmong community. Not that you can represent for each and every single person, but being a Hmong person is just like, you know, you carry that torch of you wanting to do something great for your community. And like the way I see people commenting about shit and like sharing shit, and like, dude, if you guys were in real life, you guys would not be like this at all. And it just makes me feel so disgusted that like I know people that are okay with that type of shit. That I'm like, I really, like, ever since this week, I'm just like, I don't want to talk to you guys anymore. That fucking share that shit and like
sorry, I was saying, that's
it's
why I was saying
disgusting.
I was so checked out from our Hmong community like this week, because there was like so much going on that it was just like
Too much.
so overwhelming.
One after
not
another.
even in
Yes.
a week, it was within like 3-4 days that
Like,
everything happened.
no, I don't wanna
I was
fucking-
just like, oh my god, I didn't even want to be online, I didn't want to see any of that.
Yep.
I just like put it on the back burner because it was so overwhelming.
And like I said, I feel like a lot of the times, the negatives, it spreads like wildfire. So people really,
Yes.
really want, like, and again, people want to be a part of it, so they get into it, and they just like the
It's
share
like-
button is just goes.
oh my god, do you guys feel like I get so, like, I'm exhausted,
Yeah,
like,
no, literally.
for even just talking about it. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk about these things. It's just so like, get a fucking grip on reality, guys.
Yeah. And
Like,
I know it's like really. It's very uncomfortable to talk about, but at the same time, we're trying to shed a light on it in a way where we can turn it around and not talk about it or make it a viral in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, we want to like really
awareness,
definitely.
Like, I think domestic violence is just so bad, and if you're someone that's fucking rooting for that shit, you're going to hell. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you're disgusting.
And things like that should not be happening overseas or here. And if you see someone who's getting beat the fuck up,
and you know,
be a fucking decent human being and speak the
Decent.
fuck up.
speak up, go help. I mean, like,
Go help them. Do something.
do something. Like,
Jesus.
that girl was literally like freaking, she could have died right in front of our eyes, bro.
Dude,
Like, it
for
was
real,
that
it was bad.
I watched the little clip that Satana sent me, and then like I was like sick to my stomach.
It was
immediately
bad.
I went out to the living room to talk to my parents. I'm like, have you guys seen this? They're like, yeah, we have. And they had strong opinions about it too. And you know, them being OGs, they were sick of it too.
Yeah.
They were like, that was disgusting. Like those Hmong people in Laos, like my dad said that a lot of them, they didn't really intervene because they're like, what's the word? Like, you know, like they don't have the courage. They don't have the courage to step up, and you know, maybe they're afraid they're gonna get beat too. But at the same time, if it's two people and there's thousands of y'all, and if there multiple of you go, you will be able to stop it. You know what I mean? So it's just, y'all are, and like Valerie said, I mean, if that was your daughter, if that was your mom's sister, you would have wanted to, right? So at the end of the day, it was a Hmong community for a Hmong community and Hmong event for the Hmong community is what I'm going to say. So just to sit there and to watch and to record, and then some people even, no, I don't mean to laugh, but some people even put freaking music in the background.
Yes.
The edit, and I was like, this is not a movie. It's fucking real life.
It's
Like, why would
literally
you?
someone getting beat up. That's
Like, what in the world? I was like, this is not for entertainment, y'all. But people were literally putting it out there as if it was for entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Y'all are sick in the mind. Sick
That's
in the
fucking
mind,
sick, dude.
You know,
Literally.
like, and giving it exposure like that, it just makes like a lot of people is going to see it, and like you said, eventually, you know, it can go either or. Like, people might be like, oh, okay, well, this is normalized, so, you know, I can continue to do it. For the people that have been doing that, like, have been involved in domestic violence, and or maybe it can go the other way where people are like, okay, we need to stop this, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. Like, I'm like, yes, it's uncomfortable, but I want people to really look at it. I've added from an awareness perspective, and what can we do to stop this?
What can we do
What
to
can
be
we do to
better?
prevent and to be better at, you know? Well, I mean, that was a lot.
It was a lot.
Sorry to traumatize you.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of people, like Valerie said, I think since a lot of these things happen literally within days of each other, and a lot of people were really wanting our requestees, our opinions on this.
On the current events.
Yes. I think we delivered. I mean,
and I think we don't like to be involved in drama, and I don't personally like to voice my opinion on current event topics, just because I feel like it's very personalized, and you can't take, just because someone puts their opinion out there, there's so much influence that people tend to take that and then just be like, oh, that's how I feel,
and
too.
run with it. Yeah.
It's like, no, like, make your own,
have your own
informed decision.
Yes.
And just because we're talking about it doesn't mean you have to stand with either one of us.
And agree. Yeah.
Like have your own informed opinion on it. Do your research on the topics and then make your own decisions.
Yes.
Like, don't, just because we're saying stuff about it doesn't mean you have to necessarily
agree with us. Or go with what we're saying.
So, you know, and that's for anything. So that's for me. I feel like that's the reason why we don't really like to touch on current events. But if you guys request it, we will do our absolute best.
That's what we asked
and
for.
put that out there.
I will say that if you don't agree with the other two topics, fine. But this third one, if you don't agree with this, get out of here. Get out of here.
You're done.
You're done.
Literally.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you guys wanting us to talk about this, that you guys even wanted our opinions and our thoughts. Just because I feel like we're just three regular girls living life.
Girls, you know.
So I really appreciate our audience and listeners wanting to hear our opinions about this. And it was a very heavy topics to talk about in the Hmong community, happening all at once. But
literally,
yeah, thank you guys so much for wanting to hear our opinions.
I just also really want to quickly add in there, I know that, like, we know how the Hmong community is, and we've spoken on that, right? So if we get backlash or whatever on this,
I literally don't care.
Thank you, because back again to our video.
Our Happy New Year
video. Bro, I still get likes and notifications. It is Hyung Paningo Blau Lo. Okay, guys.
When you go to the New Year, it says on the banner,
even at every New Year in Laos and Thailand that they recently had to, it always says that. So I don't hear nobody in the comments saying
we're not saying literal. We're not saying literal translation.
That's the difference.
That's the difference. But in the Hmong language, we reverse things when we say it in Hmong English.
And if you're Hmong, you know that, bro.
You know, we're not trying to say literal, like, Happy New Year.
I just want to say appreciate all the likes and all the comments, whether it's good or bad, because I was really cracking up. It was entertainment for us.
We love the love either way. It doesn't matter to us. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
As always,
we upload a new episode every Monday at 7 p.m.
Yes, it's
Central
7 now.
Standard Time, and you can follow us at 116th Hotline on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts.
7.
I might have repeated one, but
you said TikTok twice.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week for a new episode.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bye.